Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Liquor Kenobi. And before we actually get started here, I would like for all of you to do me one favor is to please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. So I know that we got Fu Man Blue in the house. What's going on, Fu Man Blue? Welcome to the show. I got some news that's going on right now, and I want to apologize first for everyone. I do apologize for the past Wednesday, Thursday that I had because I'm, of course, if you saw my short videos, I've been doing my Walktober right now with my team and everything, and for the Wednesday, Thursday that I had a lot of errands to do on that day. So, of course, Wednesday I only had one game stream, and then of course Thursday I couldn't do anything because, of course, I did my videos last night on Thursday doing a Tron Ares review and Peacemaker season finale review. So I hope you enjoyed those videos and everything. So but right now we got news that is gonna probably be a shock. Well, may not be a shock, but very big. But I will talk about that part later. But that I've got four that is a little bit interesting that you may think. So, but there's one article that's going to be due to the big exclusive news, and then and then I have a surprise that leaked out, that just got leaked. Now I don't know if I'm going to get copyrighted for it, but we're going to see. So let's get on our first article here. Okay. Bring it up here right now. Renegade PR to represent conservative voices in Hollywood. Now, for the past 10 years, we have had conservatives who have been shut down by the far left, by the woke media and all, and the fake news. And they've been silent for so long and everything. But now, finally, ever since Trump came back in office, people have been starting to speak out, bro. People in Hollywood, people outside of Hollywood. It has been happening like crazy, dude. And there has been a lot of changes happening right now. A lot of changes in YouTube, a lot of changes in Paramount, a lot of changes everywhere. And it is amazing. Amazing. So let's get into this article, and you guys let me know what you guys think. So let me get right to it. Let me just put up the chat pages so that everybody. All right, here we go. In an industry long accused of blacklisting conservative viewpoints, one publicist has decided to turn political exile into opportunity. Vanessa Santos, founder of Renegade PR, has built a boutique agency dedicated to representing voices that traditional Hollywood publicly firms avoid. Her client list reads like a who's who of right learning of political controversial figures: Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, Drea de Matteo, Roseanne Barr, Riley Gaines, and Tim Pool. And there's many more. There's many more people that have gone silent throughout the years, you know, and finally, slowly but surely, they are speaking out. One person has been speaking out a lot, and that is Gina Carano, bro, who I am so happy that she is back. And if you guys haven't heard the announcement, she has got her own show coming out soon. I believe next year, Logan's Reign, I believe it's titled. And he described it as a Sin Cities thing, especially with the black and white version. I think you guys will be interested in that. So hopefully that show's going to be good. So, since Donald Trump burst onto the political score scene in 2016, Hollywood and the mainstream media mostly have treated MAGA voices like garbage. And people in the Hollywood media, like Variety, have been one of those people that have talked about the Trump administration. So, yeah, exactly, Fu Man. Exactly. So let's take a look. Let's keep reading here. From publishing to political PR, in 2021, amid growing cancellations and online pile-on ones targeting outspoken conservative, Santos quit her publishing job and launched Renegade PR, Washington, D.C. Luke, UK, what's going on, man? Welcome to the channel, man. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you that. I knew that Trump was going to win, and so I knew that business was going to bang. Yep, she departed. Bye-bye. A lot of these conservative, a lot of these people that have thought that Trump was going to leave, they went total nuts, man, and they decided to leave the country. And I'm happy, bro. I am very happy and pleased that this has happened. I'm very happy. So let's see. She describes her business philosophy with a line borrowed from Michael Jordan when asked why he never get political. Jordan said, "Republicans buy sneakers too." That quote, "Republicans buy sneakers too," lives in my brain. Yeah, you can't just cut off that many people. As of 2024 election reshaped the cultural landscape, Santos' three-person firm found itself uniquely positioned with Donald Trump back in the White House and corporate titans like Larry Ellison, Tim Cook. I'm sorry, I apologize that one. My eyesight's not that great. And Jeff Bezos warming to the new administration. Hollywood's gatekeepers began reevaluating their approach to conservative audiences. Now, when I said that part, hey, I'm sure you guys are gonna clip what I said. I'm sure you're gonna clip that. And you can shout out to Jeremy and show that to Jeremy, bro. I'm sure Jeremy will get a good laugh on that one. So, here's the thing. Ever since 2016, that Trump won presidency, Jeremy D.A. Cobra, who I enjoy at his channel, reminded us all of Star Wars. the first three trilogy. A New Hope from 2017, 2020, we had Donald Trump getting the country fixed and all. And then The Empire Strikes Back. Joe Biden won the presidency by cheating, of course, because I was up last night and I saw the whole thing play out, and it was terrible. So the Democrats won on that one. And then from 2021 to 2024, it was utter chaos of how things were being treated. Illegals coming into the country, our inflation was going up the charts, stock was terrible. We've got wars going on around the country. It was just terrible. And now, in the end of 2024 election, the return of the Jedi happened. Donald Trump came back and won the presidency, bro. So, as of right now, so far, we've got peace around the country. Inflation's going down a bit. Gas prices are going down a bit. Not a lot, but it is taking time. And you got to remember, in 2021, when Biden was president, things did not get into effect until the next year later. So this year, it may still feel the same. Just give him time. Give him time, and things will get back in motion. I guarantee it, guys. I guarantee it. So, let's keep reading this, and you guys let me know what you think. Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second, guys. Yeah, my thing kind of froze a bit, so I apologize. Let me see. Okay. Lean in, don't hide. The Dream DeMeo story. Among Santos' most powerful endorsements comes from soprano star Drea De Matteo, a self-described lifelong Democrat who was dropped by her agent after criticizing vaccine mandates during the global lockdowns. Yes, the vaccine. The COVID vaccine. So, I'm going to say this. I have taken a couple of the COVID vaccine shots. One was due to my job, which I hated. And then the other was just free will. But afterwards, it all comes down to your immune system, bro. Your immune system is what fights against these sicknesses. The flu, cold, all that. Because sometimes if you keep taking that vaccine, that COVID vaccine shot, it could do a lot of effects on you. Trust your immune system, guys, and you'll do fine. Eat healthier. Be healthier. Do exercises, like me, that I am trying to get back into shape right now. I'm not doing any heavy lifting now. I'm only just trying to get in shape, because I need it. Especially for my cholesterol and sodium, which it has gotten better. And I'm happy to say that it has gotten better, bro. So, feeling abandoned, De Matteo began interviewing publicists to troubleshoot my certain demise. Then she met Santos. Vanessa was a blanket to fucking tiger. She flew here. She wouldn't leave me alone. I was like, holy crap, I'll let this kid run with this. And my life changed because of her. Under Santos' guidance, De Matteo stopped apologizing and instead leaned into her convictions, appearing on Jesse Waters, Prime Time, and Club Random with Bill Maher ahead of the 2024 election. The Breaking the Hollywood Echo Chamber. The Michigan native and proud Republican Santos says she grew up watching Hannity and Combs and admired pundits who challenged liberal orthodoxy. I am obsessed with Scott Jennings, she told Variety, praising CNN's decision to feature conservative voices on Abby Phillips' show. I am so sick and tired of everybody just existing in their own echo chambers. Santos argues that conservative representation doesn't just promote balance, it's good business. She cites 2024's breakout success of Matt Walsh, a satire, Am I Racist?, which became the highest grossing documentary of 2024 despite minimal mainstream coverage. Similarly, she called A24's Eddington a dark comedy skewering lockdowns and protest politics, a missed opportunity for the studio's marketing team. They should have been on Joe Rogan and Tim Pool. They should have had Austin Butler do something with Russell Brand. People are so scared. And it's true. It is true. A lot of the conservative action, they have been scared. A lot of the conservatives in Hollywood have been very scared on what has been going on with politics and all. But the thing is, I will say this for Hollywood, sometimes they should stay away from politics because sometimes if you say the wrong thing, whether you're on one side or the other, you're going to be spotted up immediately. They're going to put you on the spotlight immediately. And let me see. Let's see what happened in the chat here. What we got. I know. Trump and Pete Bandit Beardos. I know, I saw that. That was funny as hell, bro. I feel sorry. Oh, God, I remember that one, bro. Now, let me see what you got, Luke. What you said. No COVID jab for me. Screw that. I'm UK. They tried to force it. What sort? Yes, I know. In my job, man, I mean, I did not like to do it. But I took the 2-day one. I took the 2-day shot. I didn't want to take that one whole shot thing. But I know. Like I said, dude, in the job, it's like this. If you want to keep your job, you have to make that choice. Now, to me, I really did not want to take the shot, but during that time, before I doing my podcast, I had one job and I had to stay with it, man. I had to stay with it. So yeah, it sucked for me, dude. Trust me, it sucked. So let's I'm gonna take you out of the chat. I'm gonna take the chat pages out for a minute because I gotta keep reading this. So let's go. Let's do this. Santos model challenges the unspoken rules of entertainment publicly, rules that often equate political conservatism with brand toxicity. I really want to foster the ability for people to talk about politics without fear of being canceled, she said. There's a lot of people out there who are afraid of being dropped by the representatives. That's crazy. Now, there's a topic here that Variety posted out there, but I'm not going to read it. It will be on the link below in my description, so you guys can go to this article and you can read it, bro. I got less than an hour to do all my stuff, but if I go over an hour, it's fine. But I don't want to try to do 2 hours because I've got a lot to do, bro. Still gonna do my October. I will put that in the short video update. So she's not alone in seeing the market gap. Variety notes that New York-based Michelle Jackson, who represents Candace Owens and Brett Cooper, is one of the few other publicists working with similarly controversial clients. But Renegade PR has stood out for blending aggressive advocacy with crisis-ready strategy, especially in an era when threats have moved beyond social media. In the age of fear and loyal ally. Just hours after Santos' interview with Variety, political violence struck with conservative activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated. While she didn't represent him directly, she had collaborated with him, and the incident underscored the volatility surrounding public figures on both sides of the aisle. That day, what happened to Charlie Kirkbo was injustice, man, was unjust. And let me tell you, there's been a lot of activists out there, far left agendas, that praise for Charlie Kirk's death. And it's sick and it's awful, bro. But let me tell you, man, because of what happened to Charlie Kirk, people are fighting back, bro. People are starting to come out. And not with their fists, with their voice. As long as you got a voice, people, we got to speak out. And let me tell you, your mouth, your voice is more powerful than your fist. Trust me on that. For review and calls Megan McCain praised Santos' empathy and professionalism, stating, I have someone that I don't have to explain why I'm scared. Referencing her own public events, just having discussion with her about crazy people possibly showing up. I don't have to explain to her, and it's wonderful. Bottom line, Vanessa Santos' rise represents a larger shift in entertainment, the growing recognition that conservative audiences are a fringe market. They're half the country as studios, streaming networks, and agencies navigate the new political reality of 2025. Santos and Renegade PR have positioned themselves as both a refugee and a warning. Let me tell you, this is a good movement right now. This is a good movement of what is going on, and we need this. We need this to happen. Let me check what you guys are talking about. Yeah, I see what you guys are talking about, man. Yeah, I know, man. Things have changed. It's like I said, I'm going to say this again, Fu Man. I'm going to say this again. The Democrats in those years, they had power over the media, the government, and Hollywood. You have to remember that. But now things are starting to change. Do you know Fox is mediocre? Fox is mediocre. You got to remember that. It's one of the best channels to watch out there, but if you watch Newsmax, Real American Voice, those are good networks to watch. They are good networks. All right, give me 1 minute, guys. I have to go to the I gotta go to the restroom. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Let me just go over here. Gotta take myself off the screen and the voice. I'll be right back. Ah, don't you just hate it? Don't you just hate it when you gotta go to the restroom? God bless, man. All right, let's open up the next article. Now, this one, nothing new and personal. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it is. It got me. It always tends to do that. It always tends to do that. But hey, afterwards, moving forward, man. Going forward. All right, here we go. Sweet Baby Ink Blessed creator tries to strike back against Code Brutus, but fails to make a coherent case. Now, Sweet Baby Ink, you know that company. They work with other gamers to weaponize with their woke DI, political nonsense, and look what happened. Games are in ruin. Now, you heard what happened with Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft. They canceled a Civil War game based on a black person fighting against the Ku Klux Klan. You heard about that. That's good history right there. Because remember, you had people like Martin Luther King fought against that. Now, chat, Full Man and Luke, can you correct me on this one, bro? Malcolm X, did he fight against the Ku Klux Klan? If you could correct me on that, because I haven't had the time to look it up, but I want to see if you guys know that history, man. You let me know about it as I keep reading this. So let's take a read at this, and you guys let me know what you think. In an apparent act of retaliation against the notorious Sweet Baby Ink detected list and allegedly pro-DEI Steam creator, list has been created and it's called Sweet Baby Ink Blessed. The list is divided into two sections, one for praising and promoting select titles, and the second for disparaging others. The author judges these games primarily on their politics, although they do make the odd exception here and there. As of this writing, the creator list has been publicly available for nearly 1 year, though one can't be blamed for not knowing, as it's only garnered a following of the 896 members throughout its lifetime. So let's check let me look at all the other super chats. Check some chats in the pages. Okay. Yeah, I know. I know, man. I really got to do some history. I really got to check that out, bro. But yes, the Assassin's Creed game did get canceled. But I know that there was supposed to make a Assassin's Creed game based on Hexen, on witches. And I haven't heard from that ever since. Not ever since what happened to Assassin's Creed Shadows, bro. I haven't heard about it, bro, but good riddance. So let's keep reading here. The case for DEI according to Sweet Baby Ink Blessed. Sweet Baby Ink Blessed focuses on providing partisan commentary, mostly labeling games with blessed DEI detected, and Sweet Baby Ink involved, without explaining how these projects have been blessed or made better. Very few reviews go beyond this, and when they do, they still aren't very useful, so it all tends to read something like this. Woke good or woke not woke bad. Yeah, sure. I mean, take a look at what happened to Suicide Squad. Take a look at what happened with Star Wars Outlaws. Take a look at what happened with Assassin's Creed Shadows. What was that other game that happened? Concord. You know? Spider-Man 2. And I played the game. During the civil rights moment. Yeah. No, I know that Malcolm X was that, so I don't think so it looks like he did not fight against the Ku Klux Klan, but Martin Luther King did. Yes, Martin Luther King did. That he did. All right, so let's continue on with this. Let me see what we got in Kick. Mr. Alexar, you're more than welcome to join in from Kick. You're more than welcome to join right now. I'll try to add you in. But like I said, I'm normally off on my stream on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I normally do streams Wednesday and Thursdays. Hopefully this Wednesday, Thursday, I will be able to stream. I should be able. But I will, but today is an exception. Today is an exception. But let me continue on this, and I'll get right back to you guys in the chats. All right. Interestingly, the authors actually broke the trend of supporting pro-DEI developers by discouraging readers from playing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is yet another Sweet Baby Inc. game which is remembered for ruining one of the game's most beloved franchises. Yeah, this game right here, Suicide Squad, it destroyed the Batman Arkhamverse. It destroyed it completely. I wish the Batman Arkhamverse had nothing to do with this. And yet they destroyed it. I was so pissed at that moment. I'm glad I didn't get this game and play it. I was so happy. Misrepresentation for the creator. In addition to its largely intangible labels, the author has occasionally resorted to distorting past controversies around multiple games that it included. The creator left a positive review on Crime Boss Roque City, based for understanding basic PR and dropping partnerships with problematic individuals. This is most likely referring to the studio removing a YouTuber known as Kirsch from its partner program after Vice made harsh allegations against her. However, these allegations were quickly disputed by many online, and all the articles related to the streamer were eventually removed from the outlet's websites. Yeah, Kirsch, she got removed and everything, and she was attacked. But she got back up, I believe, and I'm happy for her that she did. So, follow Kirsch. So she deserves the love, man. The creator also included a positive review on the indie horror game known as Mouthwashing, based game that tackles serious subject matter despite the anti-woke crowd trying to harass the developers because they called out folks for making sexually explicit artwork of a SA victim. Sexual assault victim, that's what I meant. Again, the creator chose to valiantly misrepresent the controversy as opposed to expressing a reasonable argument for their alleged cause. Between the outright distortions of public feuds and the general lack of effort in most of its reviews, Sweet Baby Inc. Blessed List has raised some eyebrows. Now, yeah, man, Sweet Baby Inc. is never to be trusted, man. And slowly, eventually, they're getting themselves kicked out of every video game developer. So, but it's still in there. It's still in there. We just have to keep an eye. And there's a few voices online. Smash JT has opened that the whole project could actually be an elaborate ruse. It's the goal is the same as the original DEI Detected project, just working in some opposite direction. This is hysterical. This is actually pointing out games that I didn't even know to avoid. The YouTuber joked after reading the creator's positive review on an upcoming live sim known as Sally, which it praised for being featured on the Weird Ghost website. The theory that the list is merely satirical stems from a simple premise. Many of the list's recommendations are widely perceived as being downright terrible. The creator suggests such images in famous games as Spider-Man 2, Avoid, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, and perhaps the most humorously of all, Dustborn, which has a 90% negative user score on Metacritic. Yep. That happened, man. Yeah, like I said, dude, there's been a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of things going on. Let me see what you wrote, Mufo, man. Okay. Good history, Fu Man. Good history. Good read. Very good, interesting. All right, let's see what we have in Kick because I got people that are talking in Kick right now. All right, same thing. All right, let's get back to the article. Raging Against the Machine. All of this is in stark contrast to the original creator list from DEI Detected, which highlights clearly articulated political bias and studio policies which the author finds distasteful. The list also distinguishes itself from the most recent Charlie Tweets Detected creator, which is dedicated to exposing violent political rhetoric from developers regardless of ideological affiliation. Now, if you guys remember what happened, ever since Charlie Kirk's death, you got people coming out praising his death and all. What happened with what happened to Ghost of Yotei's developer? She got fired for it, and it's not just happened in a gaming company. It's happened in government companies too, and in airlines employees. It's happened everywhere. People got fired left and right. It's time, man. It's time to speak out about it. It's time to get rid of these people, and it's trying to reveal who these activists are. It's time. All right. I think I'm going to get some water right now real soon. I didn't expect. I thought the coffee would help, but I'm going to have to get some water. All right. Now, this one right here. YouTube TV poised to overtake Comcast as largest pay TV provider by 2026. Now listen. Right here, this is important. This is important because after this one I read, there's one article that I'm going to read that is not as important as the other ones. But after this article, I'm going to read you everything that is going on right now with DC. This Tyrone Magnus, if you watch Tyrone Magnus and watched his latest, there is a news that broke out. There's a news that broke out. I'm going to hold it with a grain of salt to make sure that this is true. Because if it is true, this is an embarrassment for a certain someone. So, you go ahead, Luke. Go ahead, man. God bless you, man. And thank you for being in the channel, bro. I appreciate you very, very much. All right. All right, so let me, I'm going to do this right now real quick. I'm going to get myself a bottle of water, and we're going to continue on this, bro. All right? Bear with me. Be right back. Now, this does look... All right. Yes. Woo! All right. Let me drink some water right now real quick. There we go. All right. Let's take a read at this. So, pay attention. Pay attention to this. Comcast may not be the largest multi-channel video provider for much longer. Unlike many titans of old, like Sears, Blockbuster Video, the threat of its dominance doesn't stem from resisting new technology, nor does it stem from taking political or social stances that many Americans find offensive. Instead, it seems viewers simply want something else, and that something is YouTube TV. Now, YouTube TV, you got to admit, it's got almost everything to look at. news, cartoon shows, clips, even old cartoons can be found. If you look hard enough, you can find old cartoon shows. I did. I found old cartoon shows that you can watch. There's entertainment. Other YouTubers that you could watch people play video games, talk about Hollywood, political nonsense. It has almost everything you can think of. Everything you can think of. Even people around the world can watch YouTube TV. Hoping. But it's like I said, dude. It's starting to get out there, bro. It's starting to grow. So, keep in mind, it's starting to happen. Earlier this year, Cord Cutters News made a list of top 10 reasons to ditch cable TV. On their list are things like rising costs, contrast, and equipment rental fees. They go on to emphasize the flexibility of streaming and that the live TV is still available for those who want it. YouTube is an app which virtually everyone in the US has heard of, and YouTube TV is an extension of that. Live broadcasts are available on services like Paramount Plus, Hulu, Comcast, owned Peacock, but YouTube TV stands out because these services can be easily bundled. Yeah, it's true. YouTube didn't kill cable. It absorbed it. Or as they describe themselves, YouTube TV is cable reimagined. While Google has the scale to take financial risks and expand into new areas, the comparatively smaller companies that own traditional cable networks are splintering to survive. So what's happening behind the screens? NBC, Universal, and Comcast are shedding most of their cable and media assets into Info, a new company called Versant, later this year. When the name of the new company was announced, Variety said Comcast spun off the assets in a bid to focus NBC on broadcasting and streaming, while giving the rest of its media assets a chance to eke out of a new existence. Warner Brothers Discovery announced a similar split plan for the middle of the next year. So, of course, Warner Brothers, they are doing certain programs to skip out. They're trying to skip out on certain assets. So that way, yeah. So if you remember one of my videos that I spoke about, Warner Brothers is splitting certain categories so that way they got room to do other things. And then other people that are in charge can take care of those. But it's coming. Here it comes. This is going to be it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Greed. But it's about competition also of who's going to be successful. Now, YouTube, you have to admit, when was the last time you guys saw actual TV? Me, I've been watching mostly apps. Disney Plus, which I've unsubscribed for a while until newer shows come out that I will review. Netflix, Hulu, Paramount Plus. Those are the things I watch now. Those are the apps that I watch. Even YouTube. I haven't watched TV in years. Years. So, I mean, these streaming apps have been kicking it. Kicking it very much. So, let me keep reading here and I'll show you. While the other media companies are breaking up and diversifying, Google's YouTube TV is steadily growing. Forbes note that there are about 18.2 million total subscribers. YouTube TV is category leader with a market share in excess of 40%. Disney's Hulu and Live TV is the second largest MVPD with 4.6 subscribers. They add that one reason for the new growth is YouTube's TV deal in the NFL, which runs through 2029. Yeah, exactly. It's been too long. Too long we've watched. Google's growing dominance in program distribution has not been without pushback. In February, Paramount and YouTube TV reached a multi-year distribution year deal after what Variety described as several days of intensive negotiations. This was after a previous deal had expired and Paramount warned customers a potential blackout of their content on the service. More recently, Google and NBC Universal negotiated through a similar standoff. Once a deal was finally reached, Matt Schroerners, president of platform distribution and partnership at NBC Universal, said, "We've secured long-term access to our full portfolio of broadcast and cable networks on YouTube TV, and we're advancing our Peacock strategy with an upcoming launch on YouTube primetime channels and on Google ongoing presence on Google TV." That's good for NBC Universal and Versant, but if things have gone differently, would Google have noticed? Who owns the remote? As tech titans battle over the means of distribution, it seems that it's the audience who have the control. At $83 a month, YouTube TV is comparable to cable, yet if they can still watch their favorite shows and sporting events with a greater sense of control, YouTube TV may only continue to grow and the old providers will have to go along with it or risk being canceled for good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Wow. 300 pounds? You know, that's pretty wild. All right. So, if you paid attention, Paramount Skydance got CBS. Ever since they got CBS and they merged, a lot of things changed in that CBS studio. They said that they want to get entertainment better and they want to do better news. Briar Wise, if that's her name, she is now taken over as CBS's chief editor in their network. And if you've heard, Paramount is getting ready, is about this close into buying Warner Brothers. Now, these next articles that I'm going to read you is going to be a big shocker. All right? I'm going to pull it up right now. Oh, wrong one. Okay. Get back over here real quick. Sorry, my bad. I'm just trying. I got so many. Okay. Now you're wondering, why do I got Zack Snyder's face here? You're going to see. I'm going to read all this. I got 4 articles in Comic Book News. I'm going to read all this. But I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to push it as a rumor for now. But if this is true, be ready for a big shocker. Be ready. Zack Snyder wants DC return with Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Now, Zack Snyder's been talking that he wants to come back to DC. To being and do one, maybe one last film, which is The Dark Knight Returns. Now, I remember reading the books and I've watched the animated feature film of DC, The Dark Knight Returns, and I loved it. I liked his take on. Now, I know a lot of people did not like Batman v Superman, and I totally understand that, but I liked it, bro, because Batman, they stayed true to who Batman is. You know, they stayed true to him. But let's read this. So be ready. I'm currently at the New York City and following the huge disappointment of James Gunn's Peacemaker Season 2 and finale. I've reached out to my insiders about the state of the DCU and Warner Brothers. More to come, but I'm told that Zack Snyder wants to return to DC at some point and do an adaptation of the Batman comic, The Dark Knight Returns, by legendary Frank Miller and Klaus Johnson. Regarding any chance Snyder will return to the DCU Justice League movies, I'm told that ship has sailed and that everybody has moved on. I'm told if Snyder ever comes back to DC and that he only wants to do The Dark Knight Returns. While it's reported Netflix might be eyeing the purchase of Warner Brothers Discovery, and that since Snyder is currently at Netflix, it seems there could be a possibility of a reborn DCEU. Recent reports shed about Netflix buying Warner Brothers Discovery. I did talk about that, and I believe they're not probably going to go for it. But if they did go for it and they lost the bidding war, they did tell Paramount if they did win, I pray them good luck. He prayed them good luck. So, we'll see. Back in 2023, Zack did say he would end his superhero career with Dark Knight Returns, a true representation of the graphic novel. When Warner Bros. Discovery is sold, I'm told it could happen. If you look at Watchmen, where Alan took their basically canonical graphic characters that you could superimpose over a lot of, if Night Owl is Batman and Dr. Manhattan is Superman-ish qualities, you can make all these different sorts of archetypical hero analysis over the top of those heroes, Snyder said at the time. He then continued, the thing about The Dark Knight Returns is it literally Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, and the deconstruction is so obvious and so palpable for me. It was like comics grew up in a single moment. When I read that book, I was completely laid before Blade Bar. Everything I thought about superheroes for me is the greatest comic book ever written. If I could do that, then I will have done Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns, and I would pretty much done with superheroes. If he does come back and does this, I pray him best of luck. All right. Now remember, this is due to what speculating if people are buying these this company, Warner Brothers. It's eyeing on Warner Brothers very badly. Now, following up on Zack Snyder's info, as I said, I asked my insiders about the state of the DCU. Fans aren't happy with James Gunn's goofy storytelling, coupled with his politics that has been injecting into content. I'm told that the reason various DCU projects have happened isn't because for Gunn that the scripts aren't good enough. I'm told it's because the filmmakers want their own vision and not James Gunn's interference. Yes! James Gunn has TDS. He does not like our country, the way things have been going. He wants identity politics and all this nonsense in there, bro. I'm also told James Gunn is out when Warner Brothers Discovery sells. Right there. Right there. There's more. There's more to these articles. Now, If you remember James Mangold, that he's still in the project doing Swamp Thing. Check this. I was specifically pointing to James Mangold's Swamp Thing. What recently went down, Mangold signed that huge contract with David Ellison and Skydance Paramount. Yes, there is an article out there, and I talked about this, that James Mangold, he was supposed to be in the project doing the prequel of Star Wars, The Dawn of the Jedi, but it hasn't been done any long. There has not been no script, no talks about it, and he went to sign in on Paramount. So something's going on. Something's happening in Paramount. A lot is happening in Paramount. What I was told is, notice how Gunn has quietly moved from his plan, Gods and Monsters, to what he now calls the Superman family. The Superman family is all Gunn. So, like I said before, so if you remember James Gunn's movies, video movies and TV show announcements, they were supposed to have a Waller movie, The Authority, going on with Swamp Thing, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Superman Legacy, Paradise Lost, all those projects. Booster Gold, Sergeant Rock, they were supposed to be next in line. But instead of that, so far in his DCU run, we've had Creature Commandos, which to me the show was fine. Superman, which literally sucked, by the way. Peacemaker, I did enjoy season 1, but season 2, I only liked it 2 episodes. Everything else was done. Everything else was crap, in my book. And then we got Supergirl supposed to be coming out next year. And then the following year, we got Man of Tomorrow. Something tells me, man. Oh, and we also got Lanterns. Supposedly, Lanterns is supposed to be coming out next year. I'm hoping to see that. At least. But we're going to see. Let's keep reading. So that's what's going on. The reason things are taking so long to develop in the DCU is because the various filmmakers want their own vision on their projects and not Gunn's. That's what's causing the stall. It also add that in what Warner Brothers Discovery gains sold, Gunn's DCU projects are likely limited. So that's another reason he's doing it on his own stuff, to get it out as quickly as possible before the sale. What's that say? All right. Here it comes. James Gunn out of DC with Warner Brothers sale. So, if a certain company buys Warner Brothers, James Gunn is gone. Because I'm sure somebody, now I've talked about Paramount, because Paramount has been highlighted a lot. If Paramount buys Warner Brothers, and they have seen the way James Gunn has been doing his movies, with all this political nonsense, he's done. James Gunn is out the door. That, to me, my friends, is a shocker. A real big shocker. And I tell you this right now, people. I tell you this, if this is true, on what is going on, my God, dude. This is... Now, I heard this from Tyrone Magnus. Tyrone talked about it, and I was looking, I was like shocked. Like, what? Are you serious? Are you kidding me here, bro? I mean, that's why all of James Gunn's projects have been stalled, has been slowing down lately, man, because of this sale. And like I said, Paramount is probably going to do is, if they buy this, if Paramount wins this bet, if Paramount wins this war, this bid war, and takes the WB, they're going to go like this. Fine. Finish your Supergirl project. Finish your Man of Tomorrow project. After that, you're done, James. And they are going to start a new slate, which, that's the suckiest part. Again. I'm like, how many times are we going to have too many reboots, man? How many times are we going to have too many, man? That's why comic book movies are not doing so well, man. So let's take a read at this. This is a long category. All right. Very long. With Superman reportedly bombing financially, and with Peacemaker Season 2 flopping with fans, I reached out to my insiders about the state of the DCU under James Gunn. The short of it is that James Gunn will be out as head of DCU with the Warner Brothers sale. I'm told if David Ellison and Skydance buys out the WBD, that Mike DeLuca will be in charge of the DC and do a completely new start. Oh my God, dude. Gunn recently said he is doing whatever he wants with the DC. That sounded odd to me, as if you're building a new universe, you would want to be successful with the fans. And that's what we want. Look, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative all the time. I want these things to succeed. I want entertainment to come back. I don't want no woke DI identity politics in our movies, in our shows, in our games, in our comic books, in our book novels. I don't want that. None of you guys don't want that. But yet again, it keeps happening, bro. But we are speaking out. We are seeing what is going on, and we are rejecting all this. You know? That's not happening as both Creature Commandos and Peacemaker failed to chart the Nielsen's. So, of course, some people that liked the Peacemaker Season 2 and Creature Commandos, you may like the show, you alone. But it's not if you like it or not that's going to help keep the show alive. It's the viewers. It is the viewers. It depends on the views. And if the company wants to keep it going. Because they got to look at the numbers. If the numbers are not doing well, they got to either pull the project. I mean, look what happened to Star Wars Acolyte. They saw that it didn't do well. It didn't make the money. They pulled it immediately. So, they don't have a big audience, and Gunn's claims that Peacemaker Season 2 was meant to be a sequel to Superman movie was pure BS. Now, it was a little bit of BS, but with what was happening in the end of Season 2, there's a possibility that it could probably happen in the Man of Tomorrow. But if it's true what is going on with WB Discovery, if Paramount buys this, Bo, James Gunn better change that change that movie script. Because if it ends in a bad way, people will never respect James Gunn ever again, dude. Superman also failed to resonate with international fans Its box office also came in under Zack Snyder's Man of Steel by a large margin. Gunn's approach to the DCU has been all about divisive messaging and it's splitting the fan base. And that's what Superman did. It split the fan base, bro. People did not like the movie because they got splitted, because he put his identity politics in there. He treated Superman as a freaking illegal immigrant when he was a refugee that escaped from a dying planet. I mean, remember, now we have illegal immigrants coming into the state. It's not like the state is in total chaos. It's not like the Mexico did not go into oblivion. It didn't. It's still there. So, I mean, there's a difference. And I am the opinion that Gunn is doing whatever he wants with the DC because his days are numbered and he knows it. So he's getting himself, all of his friends, and his wife big paychecks before WD sells. That means when the sale goes through, James Gunn is out. So I reached out to my Hollywood insiders, and here's what I'm told. All right. Like I said, I'm taking this with a grain of salt. I'm taking this as a rumor. It may not say rumor on the title, but I will take this as a rumor. Recently saw the big news that Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy resigned that with Warner Brothers. In Deadline's report, they basically said it's because of the sale of Warner Brothers Discovery. David Ellison is looking to purchase WB Discovery. So Warner Brothers Discovery CEO Dave Silva is putting people in place that Ellison wants. What means Ellison wants DeLuca and Abby in charge of Warner Brothers films. You'll notice that Gunn has pivoted from his planned Gotham Monsters storyline. Yeah, this talks about what I talked about with Zack Snyder and with the recent video of what James Gunn's plans were. And like I said, dude, if things are what's going to happen is true, this is going to be big in history, bro. I'm told that if Warner Brothers gets sold, that whoever buys it wants a completely new start. While it's been reported that Skydance is eyeing to purchase WD Discovery, I'm told Universal is still in the mix. I know they've been eyeing Warner Brothers Discovery for years. What I am told, if David Ellison buys Warner Brothers Discovery, is that James Gunn will be out. David Ellison's father, billionaire David Ellison, is close to President Donald Trump, which he is. So Peacemaker may not get a season 3. I'm told that actually nobody in the building knows his status except for Gunn himself, but his actions speak as to what might happen. Let me tell you, man, there's a lot of big news in this. A lot of big news. This article is going to be in my description. I recommend you guys check it out, read it. You guys will be shocked. There's a lot more information about this, especially what has been happening with Hollywood, bro. A lot is happening, bro. And like I said, dude, ever since this year has happened, things have changed a lot. Things have changed a lot in medias and in studios. And it's a good thing. All I gotta say is, finally, man, finally we may have a change. So let's continue on this last article here. Donald Trump making Superman great again. Now, I'm sure you guys remember this poster, this view again. It's been a long time. So, James Gunn, when he changed this meaning, Truth, Justice, and the American Way into the human way, Donald Trump believes that he wants this to be Truth, Justice, and the American Way also with his movies. And let me tell you, man, it's not been great, man. The DCU has been failing a lot lately, bro. it has been failing a lot. And like I said before, the only projects that James Gunn has done in the DC universe-wise has been Suicide Squad. I enjoyed the Suicide Squad. Creature Commandos. No. Peacemaker Season 1, I did enjoy a lot. Good start. Then when he became the head of DCU, Creature Commandos was fine. It was okay. Superman sucked. And Peacemaker Season 2 sucked very badly. I only enjoyed it 2 episodes. The rest was done. And of course, right now, Lanterns is coming out next year, supposedly. Supergirl is coming out next year. And then the following year is going to be Man of Tomorrow. So, like I said, dude, if Paramount buys this project, if Paramount buys this, or whoever buys this, things are going to change with DC, bro. Now, I'd rather Paramount buy it than NBC, bro. But if Paramount does buy it, I wish them the best, bro, with this. And I hope they make it better again, because we really, really got to get movies better, man. Entertained. Back in 2018, Gunn became a vocal critic of Donald Trump on Twitter. Conservative users resurfaced his old tweets about rape and pedophilia, leading Disney to fire him from Marvel. Kevin Feige later brought Gunn back for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but by then, Gunn had already landed at the Warner Brothers to make Suicide Squad and Peacemaker Season 1. Now, years later, Trump is directly shaping Gunn's fate again. The recent Skydance Paramount merger, approved by Trump, positions the Ellison for a much larger media empire. Larry Ellison even joined Trump at the White House in January to announce Stargate, a $500 billion infrastructure and AI investment. If the Ellisons buy Warner Bros. Discovery, the Trump administration will likely support the deal. CBS Barry Weiss and anti-woke shift. Ellison now also controls CBS, which recently settled a lawsuit with Trump for $16 million over a 60-minute segment in turn. Ellison appointed journalist Barry Weiss as head of the CBS. I hope I corrected the name from before long ago. A strong critic of woke left. This move signals a larger ideological shift across Ellison's media empire. Ellison wants to make CBS better, bro. He wants to have better news coverage and better entertainment for Paramount. And right here, like the White House posted, the symbol of hope, truth, justice, and the American way, Superman Trump. And I like this poster. I really enjoyed this poster, man. If Mike DeLuca is set to lead DC's reboot, if and when the Warner Bros. Sales goes through, insiders tell me Mike DeLuca will take over DC, and Pam Abdy recently re-signed with Warner Bros. From my understanding at Ellison's request. DeLuca is a lifelong comic book fan for the backing of Blade, Man of Steel, and Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. Insiders describe him as a die-hard comic guy who knows cinema history and global trends. So expect James Gunn's DC to end and a reboot under DeLuca that restores the DC heroes fans actually want. So yeah. I tell you this right now, man. If this happens, bro, if this happens, James Gunn is done. Literally done. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies that he's done. I loved the Christmas special of the Guardians of the Galaxy that he did. I love the Suicide Squad, and I love the first season of Peacemaker. I love them. But recently, man, he has been doing a piss poor job at it, bro. He's putting politics into our entertainment, bro. He needs to stop. He needs to stop. So we're going to see. All right. We're going to go into our next topic right now. Batman Nightfall multi-part anime adaptation in the works. First look at the logo art revealed. So it looks like DC Animation Studios is trying to make two projects. There's one called Mr. Forgot the guy's name. He's an escape artist. I really didn't want to talk about it, but let me see if it's in here. I thought it is. I think it is. If I can find it for a minute. Let me take a look. I'm going to find it right now. Let me take a look at it. Find. It's quick. It's going to be easy. Let's see. Mr. Miracle. Yes. Mr. Miracle animated series is under direction of Tom King. So yes, that one is in the works. Along with this one right here. Along with this project. And Batman Nightfall. This is about what happened with Batman when he first fought Bane and he got his back destroyed by he got his back broken and he was done as Batman for a while until a new Batman figure took over. And he was called Azrael. Now I'm sure you know who Azrael is. He pretended to be Batman, but in a darker way, in a darker version. Until Bruce Wayne got back up and became Batman once again. So, like I said, dude, there's a lot to talk about here, bro. So here is the logo. What it looks like to be for Batman Nightfall to come out. And not only that, we have a small synopsis here. And it reads this. When the mysterious Behemoth, known only as Bane, frees Batman's entire rogues gallery from Arkham Asylum, the Caped Crusader is pushed to his mental and physical breaking point. So, of course, Batman was fighting off his villains and he got tired, beaten, and broken. Hey, Namukai, thank you, man. Appreciate you here watching, bro. Appreciate you here. So he was tired, exhausted. When he got home, he saw Alfred lay down to the floor beaten. Bane was in there. So, of course, Batman used every ounce of his strength and his mental breath to fight against Bane. He got beaten. He got defeated. And Bane broke his back for good. Which we thought he was out. But he came back after what he saw from Azrael, what he was doing. And how he was treating the criminals. And that was it. So, I'm looking forward to this animation. I'm looking forward to this adaptation. I hope it stays true to the books. I hope it does stay true. But we'll see. We shall see. So now, I got one that we're going to have here. This last piece that we're going to have is going to be a sneak peek that broke out, leaked online, which is X-Men 97 Season 2. It came out on one of the conventions. So we are going to watch this together. Now, I am worried. I am a bit worried that if I get copyrighted, I'm a bit worried. But that's why, like I said, as you guys watch this, I'm going to keep an eye on the thing. If I do get copyrighted on this immediately, bro, I will have to cut this off. but I'm going to slowly push it in. All right. So without further ado, let's watch this together and see what you guys think. And like I said, let's go.
Gotta get the X-Men back to the 90s. I'm back. I fear our fate rests on a mutant who cannot be trusted. Apocalypse. Digital video discs.
I prefer Laserdisc.
Now, I'm going to say this. I did enjoy X-Men 97 Season 1. Despite all their woke identity politics, they had a small bit of it in there. Little bit of it in there, I'll say. But it worked. It worked. I liked it. It was good, and I enjoyed it very, very much. Season 2 looks good, but you got to remember, Bayo de Mayo, he was the writer of Season 2 and supposedly Season 3, but after he got fired, they cut him off. He's no longer the writer of Season 2 and Season 3. So I don't know if they might have probably done some changes in Season 2. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen in Season 2. I don't know if Disney's going to try something that may disappoint the fans. I do hope they don't. Because look, Bayo de Mayo, he put in a little bit of the woke politics in there, a little bit of it. But he focused it away from that. And he did a great job. I recommend, I salute him for that. But like I said, dude, I do hope it does get better, bro. Because they need to get better, man. X-Men 97 really did a great job on it. And I enjoyed that show. So, of course, before I get ready to watch X-Men 97 Season 2, I am going to rewatch Season 1 of X-Men 97. So, that's going to be it for today. I'm a bit late. I gotta do my steps right now. So I gotta get changed, do my steps, and I'll give you my short video on what I discussed here today. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and thank you for being part of the channel. So please, if you guys could do me one little favor as to share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts, and as always, thank you again. And I will be seeing you all until next time. Bye, everyone.